What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I'm Sid the Nerdy Mark, and today I have your review of NXT and 205 Live. So NXT did begin with Lacey Evans taking on Candice LeRae after an altercation in the parking lot last week when, of course, Lacey Evans accused Candice LeRae of being a terrible wife to Johnny Gargano. Okay match, nothing really to write home about here. Kind of boring, to be honest with you, and that's surprising to me, calling an NXT match boring, but this was literally just rest hold city for the first half of this entire match. Kind of picked up in the middle, but it kind of went back to the rest holds towards the end. But of course, it did pick up again when Lacey Evans shouts to Candice LeRae that she's a loser and a failure, just like her husband. This fires up Candice LeRae, and she comes in with a flurry of punches to Lacey Evans. But of course, Lacey just needs one woman's right, and she wins this match. I guess they're continuing this feud, and I'm just really surprised at how over the women's right has gotten. So last week, Velveteen Dream, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. It was Velveteen Dream accused Tommaso Ciampa of attacking Aleister Black, and in another one of those little videos, kind of like how the Shield did with the handheld cameras and whatnot, Tommaso Ciampa does warn to turn the Dream into a nightmare, just like how he ended a fairy tale and ended a mystique. I'm interested in this. I actually would really love to see Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. This would be a pretty interesting match in my opinion, so I'd like to see this. We then had the Forgotten Sons, who are forgotten no more, which is kind of weird. So if you're not forgotten anymore, why are you calling yourselves the Forgotten Sons? Shouldn't you be like the Remembered Sons? This was a squash match between the Forgotten Sons and a group of local talent, or enhancement talent, I guess, or jobbers, but it was okay. The match ended when Jackson Riker hit the slingshot powerbomb, which is a very lazy move in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. But they won with that. I guess they're just continuing to build them up, so yeah, let's just do that, I guess. We now had Tony Nese of 205 Live coming into NXT to face off against Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Gargano, of course, has been on a bit of a losing streak and has kind of been losing his mind a little bit, and obviously even electing to remove the little winky smiley face to go for a more creepier and demonic looking one, signifying the demons in his brain and whatnot. What a fantastic match by both these guys. I really like this one. This is kind of where NXT started to pick up for me, but I loved it. Both men just really brought it to the table. Tony Nese, my goodness, no wonder he calls himself the premier athlete. He totally deserves to, because the dude can wrestle, and the dude can do high-flying moves, power moves, and the dude has bigger muscles than me, just like everybody else literally on this roster. Nese, of course, makes it a point to show me that on a weekly basis. Match, of course, did end when Gargano finally got the Gargano escape onto Tony Nese for Tony to tap out pretty much instantaneously. So Johnny Gargano is getting some of his wind back. He's breaking out of that Johnny failure mold, and he's going to become Johnny Wrestling again. Kind of similar to how Seth Rollins wanted to become Seth freaking Rollins again on Monday Night Raw. So really cool, interesting storyline here. We'll see where this goes for Johnny Wrestling. So before I go any further, we did have a promo in the beginning from Nikki Cross saying that she wants to face Bianca Belair again. Bianca Belair did have a rebuttal later on where she said that she was undefeated, girlfriend. Going back to the Nikki Cross promo, Nikki keeps on saying, I know, obviously implying that she knows something about the Aleister Black attack. I was trying hard not to rhyme, but whatever, mixtape coming soon, I guess. So that was cool. We also got a workout video from Shayna Baszler showing that she's going to beat Kairi Sane and showing that she has bigger muscles than me. We also had a hype package for the triple threat match for the North American title between the champion Ricochet, Adam Cole, Bebe, and of course the UK champion Pete Dunne. So I'm excited for next week. This should be a really good match. It is now time for our main event, our gargantuan main event, if you will. Lars Sullivan taking on EC3. EC3 comes off the bat. He doesn't even do his full EC3 entrance. He just runs and darts towards the ring and starts beating the crap out of Lars Sullivan. So this was cool. I liked it, the tension between the two and whatnot, a little mini feud, so that's cool. EC3 does seem to have the upper hand in the beginning, but of course, Lars Sullivan does show his power game. I liked this match a lot. I did think it was really cool, really interesting stuff going on here. Between this and the Gargano match, I really wasn't able to decide which match was my favorite, but I really did like this one. Both guys, like I said, brought it. EC3 hit a suplex onto Lars Sullivan at one point. Lars Sullivan is like a kaiju, basically. So EC3 pretty much suplexed a kaiju. So that was pretty crazy. I like that. Lars Sullivan did hit a freak accident on the apron. That looked painful. Of course, Lars did finally win, but EC3 did give it his all, so he got the respect of the NXT universe. And that's how NXT ends. A good way to end it out. I'm guessing this feud is still gonna has some ways to go, but I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So let's move on to 205 Live. 205 Live begins with Akira Tozawa taking on Gentleman Jack Gallagher, who is of course accompanied by the Brian Kendrick and Drew Gulak. What a fantastic match. Loved everything going on by both these guys. Obviously, Gallagher being the technician he is, and Tozawa being the high flyer that he is. Both of them put on an absolute spectacle. So 205 Live, in my opinion, I have not seen a bad match from 205 Live so far. But then again, I have been just now started watching 205 Live routinely. I really like this one. Of course, Tozawa did win in the end, hitting his finisher. I forget what it's called. And then we had Drew Gulak come in and pull out one of his old friends, and that, of course, is a PowerPoint presentation in which he implies that the Brian Kendrick is the weak link. So Gulak and Gallagher both beat up on the Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick obviously now is a babyface, so they've broken him away from Gulak and Gallagher, which was interesting because Gallagher and Kendrick were the ones who kind of came together as a pair and then joined up with Drew Gulak, but it is what it is. So this was cool. I liked it. I'm interested to see where this storyline is going. We then got a package hyping up the Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy Cruiserweight Championship match at Super Showdown. Another workout video between the two. Again, putting my body to shame because they just completely showed how huge muscles they have, and they are going to beat each other at Super Showdown, and they got the muscles and they work out. And of course, it is now time for our main event. Kalisto taking on TJP after TJP humiliated his Lucha House Party buddy, Lince Dorado. TJP did come in with a Lucha House Party t-shirt, and he ripped his shirt off. Seriously, we get it. You all have bigger muscles than me. Can you stop putting my body to shame? A really good match, regardless. TJP just absolutely being disrespectful. In the beginning of the match, TJP did say, I'm going to remove that mask. I'm taking that mask or whatever. Kalisto, gave TJP a run for his money, obviously. And, TJP, of course, putting on the submissions and Kalisto doing the high-flying stuff. Relatively similar match to the Gallagher and Tozawa match, but it was still really good. The match ended when TJP tried to go for the mask. He kind of ripped a bigger hole in Kalisto's eye. Lince Dorado came in to make the save, and of course Kalisto rolled up TJP for the win. Then TJP went ahead and removed Kalisto's mask and ran away with it. So it looks like he just wants to collect their masks. I mean, you can just go get one at the store, buddy. I mean, it's October, it's Halloween. Masks are all around. Why are you stealing other people's masks? But I understand it's a lucha tradition, and the mask is a respected thing, and of course TJP is being super disrespectful right now and all that good stuff. So I liked it. I'm liking this storyline as well. I wonder how he's going to fare against Grand Metalik. So I'd say overall it was a pretty good week for both shows. NXT, in my opinion, was good. It was good. Kind of got off to a bit of a rough start with the first two matches, and then after the Gargano match, that's when it kind of really picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and award NXT's match of the night as Gargano versus Tony Nese, because that was amazing. I did like the main event, EC3 and Lars Sullivan. Good stuff. I love both guys. But this one, at the end of the day, just really took the cake because for me, this is where NXT started to pick up. 205 Live, I only had 2 matches to pick from, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Tozawa versus Gallagher just because of the Brian Kendrick face turn and the fact that there's a whole feud that's going to happen. I'm interested to see Drew Gulak versus the Brian Kendrick in the near future, and of course, the Brian Kendrick versus Jack Gallagher with the roles reversed because I know that they had a match back in the day when Gallagher was a babyface. So I'm interested to see when these guys finally have their match. I'm interested to see what happens then. But both shows were great. As I mentioned, matches of the night for me for NXT, Tony Nese versus Johnny Gargano, and of course 205 Live, Akira Tozawa versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher. So that pretty much concludes my review of NXT and 205 Live for this week. Let me know what you guys thought about both shows in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. And this is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.